Oh, hey, Pink. I'm doing fine. I'm just about to announce the whole art stream thing. All right. Let me just tweet this everywhere. So yeah, this is gonna take a moment. Let's hop on YouTube, get that link. I hope you guys are fine with this. I know this is a little it's not super fun to watch me sit here and and mess around like this. But we will begin the actual fun very, very soon. Here we go. Right so. So it would be great if y'all would join in. Cool. There. Okay, now I'm gonna go find all those poses. I sent a bunch of pose references to myself that I think we're gonna use, so I'm just gonna save those real quick and bring them up so you can see what I have in mind. Just gonna make a folder for them. Fucking god damn it. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Uh-huh. 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 I don't think I've ever actually drawn Shadow before, at least not a good drawing of him, so we'll see if I can even pull it off. But hey, why not? Let's see here. Do we have... Yeah, actually, I like the way IDW colors characters, so, well, some of them. So let me find a good panel of him from there. This will do. Yes. Okay. Boom. Is anyone hanging out? Oh! I was not aware there was a Ko-fi stream bot that did this, but yes, please visit my Ko-fi. That would be very appreciated. Anyway, let's get ready. And I just gotta close some other stuff. And then get Shadow in here as a reference. Open all these poses I found. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So. And now I can present this window. Share screen. Window, Clip Studio. Right, and everyone can still hear me probably, right? So I'm gonna put on some music because I draw best when I have music on. Hi there, Glitch Goblin, and not JPEG, thanks for joining. We are about to do some drawing. I'm just setting everything up here. And finding myself some music to listen to. You won't be able to hear it, unfortunately, the way StreamYard works. I can't do that. At least not without sharing my whole screen, so... You get to look at my face as I draw, so you get to see me be very, very concentrated on everything else. But the actual camera. That's always fun. Let me just, God damn it. Oh my god. There we go. So I hope you guys are gonna hang around for this. Probably a one and done for me today, but I did have a question. Have I played The Thing Remastered? I have not, and I have not played Indiana Jones either. The thing is, I do kind of want to check out The Thing, but it's a little on the pricey side because it's Christmas. You know, I've been spending a lot of money on presents and on little games for myself. And from what I understand, the original game wasn't even that good. I really want to play it. I need to see a little more about it before I get into that. As for the Indiana Jones one, I keep forgetting it exists until an ad shows up. But it is interesting. All right, I'm just gonna copy some poses here, and you guys can tell me if you have any thoughts on which one I should do. So I'm just gonna grab a few of the ones that I thought were the most interesting. And then we can get drawing. It's just boom, 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 boom. Make a little reference board here. I like that one. Of course, these aren't my post references. I didn't make these. There are some very talented artists out there making these. But they will definitely come in handy now. This one is pretty good. So yeah, I'm just gonna put all these up and decide on one to use. Let's see here. Nah, that one's a little too flashy. This one is wonderfully dynamic. I like this. So let's pop that one in. Let's see here. Cool. And again, this gives the Flash vibes, but a bit of head-on running is definitely cool. So, does anyone have any thoughts on any of these poses that could be good for drawing our boy Shadow? Who is my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character? I mean, so I've mostly like read comics and watched the cartoons more than I played the games. I think it's a toss-up between Sonic himself and Knuckles. They're both very, very fun and very, very, very cool in their own way. The second one. You mean this one? Is that the one you mean? Guess that's about it for me today. Have a good one. Have a good one, JPEG. Oh, and hi, Smith. Sorry I didn't see you before. Now I'm working here. Esparto, still can't believe you took a astonished job for once and recommended me new content that is actually relevant to me and my interests. Been having so much fun going through your backlog from Oh, right. Hello. Yes, I'm very glad that you're enjoying it. Calling me based. Thanks for that. Tails is good. Tails is very good. I do like Amy. I actually really enjoy Amy, especially in the comics where she gets to have a little more personality. I like when she's on the more assertive side. And, you know, I'm not in the camp that, like, hates her obsession with Sonic. Because it's a cartoony, silly personality trait of hers, right? Like, let it be. I understand why some people get tired of it. I do like when it's toned down a little bit. So it's not, like, the whole thing. But okay, sorry. The second one is actually a lot better. We're talking about the movies or the poses here, because I'm still trying to decide. I'm somewhere between, I think, these three have my attention the most. I mean, I like this one, but it doesn't really convey speed. It's just very dynamic. So I guess we're down to these two. We're gonna go simple. Screw it. We're gonna... Whoops. We're gonna go with this one. We're gonna base our drawing on this. Also, I haven't drawn the character before, so probably a good idea to keep it simple. Let's start sketching. And don't mind me if I take a little moment to respond to the chat. I can't really have the chat and the window open at the same time. So, there's that. You should. They're fun. Like, they're nothing special or spectacular in that way, but they're very fun. And even if the first one does the whole... Well, they both do. Even if they're doing the whole, oh, taken to the real world thing, I feel like the spirit is there. I feel like they do get what's fun about these characters. You just want to see them do their thing, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. No, we're not drawing him as a human. This is just a pose reference. I'm absolutely drawing him as he is. We're just adapting this pose to something more shadowy. So let's start by doing a big old round head. This is the part I always mess up when I'm drawing on pencil. I usually sketch with pencils. I'm actually not very used to sketching digitally, so my sketch might look weird and wonky to you guys compared to some YouTube artists, but I might as well get used to it anyway. I'm old enough that I'm too used to sketching on paper to really let go of it. All right, so we put a shoulder there and a much shorter body. Like something like this. Right. And then that's... Of course, we got to do these big fucking feet they got. Again, the cartoony proportions of Sonic characters is what usually, like, messes me up a bit. I always end up drawing their bodies a little too big compared to the head when I do it on paper. But hopefully we can fix that today. Thankfully, digital art allows me to resize things at a whim. So that's great. Right, that chest needs to not be so puffed out there. I think it's fine to leave it here-ish. And then his shoes are gonna be the biggest challenge because they're quite complicated. This looks more like he's, you know, taking a stroll, so we're gonna bend this leg a little more. Like that looked more like he was doing a Mickey Mouse-esque walk. So let's get some actual running in here. I think it might be because this foot is too big too. So we'll shrink it a bit, we'll bend it. It's worth remembering that his body bends like this. I'll be checking the chat in just a second. I am paying attention, it's just, you know. Comedy guy, always prioritize whatever makes me laugh more. Let's see here. Haven't seen any of the Sonic movies yet. Boom, X Prime, said I am right at the bottom, Underground. Well, Underground is a weird one. I still unironically love the songs. Well, I guess not unironically, but I find them hysterical. The girls always wear actual clothing. It's just a cartoon thing. Do I have any art tropes that I really hate to see in characters? Not really, because, like, tropes are tools, you know? Like, they always have to be there. And they have very, very different uses. So, I don't hate tropes. I hate bad usage of them. I can't think of one that, like, really irks me right here, right now. You know, everyone's different. Everybody does their own thing, their own way. So I try not to be like, oh, this automatically sucks because it does this thing I don't like. No, fuck that. Like, that's such an arrogant way to approach things, I find. Okay, this is getting there. This is pretty good. I can never remember if you can properly see Shadow's back quills, but we'll find out. Okay. That's a decent pose. I feel like we could bend him over a little more. Let's, first of all, this head is a little weird. Make it bigger. Bend this a little more too. And maybe bend the whole upper body a smidge more. Like so he's... Yeah, I think the issue here is his back is too straight. Try to bend it a little bit more. Maybe he could be carrying something on his back like something small. Right. Okay. I need some more references of him too, because we need his chest fluff here, you know? Like, that's like an integral part of him. One of the main things that separates him from Sonic. Aside from the shape of his quills. So we definitely gotta have the chest fluff. Maybe the hand needs to be a bit bigger while I'm at it. Like I said, the cartoony proportions are usually the part that I get wrong with these characters. So, okay. That's a good start. Now we do another layer so we can start removing stuff we don't need. And his eyes are like way more pointed than Sonic's. Like he's always scowling to a degree where he almost doesn't have the monobrow that Sonic does. Well, maybe not always, but usually he's scowling in a very dramatic way. Oh, that's a good expression. I like that. I think I got that down pat. Maybe one of them, or one of the woodland creatures from Green Hills. Maybe. Like, for now, I just want to get the character down. You know? And then we have his quills, which are really gonna block out most of that arm, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. Let's bend his top quill a little more so we get a sense of movement here. Okay. This is definitely giving off a sense of speed so far. At least I think so. Again, the shoes are probably going to be the part that I find the most challenging here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need a better reference so I can actually see the cuffs to his gloves and all that. Let's go full side mouth. Let's really emphasize that part. This is... Well, no, I'm not talking about the gloves. I'm talking about, like, the part of the wrists. That's a little different. Underground is so weird. Feels like a weird retool of a cartoon I already don't like in the first place. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with Underground, honestly. Like, obviously it was at a time where a lot of creators, or at least a lot of studios, weren't, like, quite as in tune with what people want from franchises. Because, you know, there wasn't as much of a direct line to them. there wasn't really as much of a way to read it, at least not quickly. So I'm guessing what really happened was just that, like, oh hey, band cartoons are a thing. The kids like rock and roll. Let's do some Sonic rock and roll. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's always fucking weird. Okay, that thumb is not working. We gotta figure out what to do with that. Or at least, I think it's really more a matter of making the fingers longer. Or we can remove the thumb for now and figure it out later. I'm not sure the thumb would even be visible. Oh yeah, this is nice and dynamic. I like this. I've always liked the red stripes on his quills. It's like, when you get down to it, Shadow is actually a very simple character design. That doesn't mean he's simple to draw by any means, but he's basically every trope, every evil twin trope you've ever seen, rolled into one character. But he's a masterful example of it. Like, black and red and evil all over. More attitude. More perpetually angry. But, like, it's all in a way that makes sense. It's all in a way that emphasizes the difference between him and the character he's clearly based on. So honestly, whoever settled on this for his final design, honestly kind of brilliant. Like, that is a skill. Especially when you've seen, like, what he looked like in some early versions. Some of the early concept art for Shadow is, wow. Something special, alright. Yeah, we gotta find some proper... We gotta find some good references for his shoes, which is gonna be a problem, because, I'm not the kind of guy to make fun of that. Everybody get their freak on how they want, but I don't really feel like writing Shadow the Hedgehog feed in my Google feed, you know? That is going to take me in some directions I don't need right now. Yeah, that works better. Try looking them up. I don't really have time to find them right now, as I'm, Well, evil twin doesn't really refer to them necessarily being twins. It just refers to, like, the evil counterpart. Cream the Rabbit. I don't care about her. Like, in the comics, there's some very, very sweet moments involving her. I feel like she actually gets to be a kid in those, and that helps. That makes me enjoy her a lot more. But in the games, I don't see the point of her being there, man. Okay, we have a decent pose. This is looking good so far. Let me look up some more drawings of Shadow real quick. Here's some good shoe references. Can we see his back in any of... Okay, his quills are usually visible. That's good. Okay. Oh, right. He has the stripes on his arms and legs, too. I forgot. Right. Okay. Let's save these. Yes. Okay. Let's see here. Flip this. Okay. So, he has the big ass rings. And out of those rings he has these. Actually, I'm gonna change that up a little bit and do it like this. Yeah, give it a bit more of a three-dimensional feel. Mm-hmm. Like that. That's better. And then maybe, just to make them look more glove-like, we actually add some finger lines on this. Cool, we're getting there. This is shaping up to be a pretty fine sketch so far, I'd like to say. Well, I mean, the design philosophy of Sonic is very strong, but it's also very, very easy to go overboard. And, you know, concept art exists for that reason. You know, shake off the ideas that don't work until you land on the ones that do. But yeah, some of the early ones are very, they're out there, man. I mean, they could be fun to look at. It's always fun to look at what certain characters look like before they finalized everything. But it's definitely a bit of an experience. Alright, we gotta get his quills in there, so... we don't need to see much more than this. And his tail, of course. Can't forget these characters have tails. Of course, now the problem is that his other arm has kind of disappeared in this action pose. Because it's hidden behind everything else. And that won't do. Just gotta figure out what to do with that. How do we fix this little problem? So realistically, his other shoulder would be over here. Or up here. Potentially. Could we like... Let's focus on the shoes for a bit. Which, oh boy, I gave myself quite a bit of work there in figuring those out. Shit. Yeah, I gotta look up more pictures of him when he's actually running, so I can get an idea how these shoes work. This is a little bit easier. Let's see. So, we get the, let's make a new layer here. We get the big ring. From that ring, we get another one of these. Let's get this under control here. That's already much more manageable and understandable. Cool. Hello. I don't know what all that was about. What am I doing for Christmas? I'm just going to be with my parents and my sister's family. So it's gonna be me, my parents, my sister, her husband, his two sons, their daughter. Me and my sister and her husband's daughter, I mean my niece. And a bit of the husband's family is coming by. So we're gonna be like 12 people, but only one young child in the room. Thankfully, she was very, very good at managing Christmas last year. She's only like 4, but there was no like... There's no impatience, there was no... There really were just no issues. Of course, we also just like found ways to make it work for everyone. So this might be something that some of you don't know about my country. We celebrate on Christmas Eve. So traditionally, all the presents and such are opened after dinner. And there are some children who can't really wait that long and get tired, especially if they're younger, you know? So what we did last year was basically we just let her have her Christmas early. Like during the day, she would come over and she would ask, "May I open a present now?" And we'd be like, "Yeah, sure. Since you're asking nicely, you can." And that worked perfectly. And there was never any fuss. She would even sometimes ask, like, if we shouldn't be opening one too, which was very nice of her. And by the time she went to bed, the rest of us just had our Christmas, you know, like our adult Christmas. Worked totally fine. No fuss whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to be this year too. Man, these shoes are something else, man. They are difficult to draw. I'm not even sure I did that very well. Probably didn't. But we'll see. God damn it. Come on. Seems to be looking okay so far. His shoes are a lot chunkier, though, so let's get a bit more chunkiness in there. Again, if I take a little moment to answer the chat, don't worry. It's because I'm concentrating. I will be with you in just a sec. What do I think was the worst Sonic game? I haven't played that many. Yes, I have heard of Blaze the Cat. I actually have a sketch on her on my computer that I was considering doing today. But I thought Shadow would be more apt since the movie's coming out. I haven't played enough of the games to really have an opinion on what the worst one is. So, where does Shadow get his shoes since he was basically born in test tube and never really worn clothes? I'm assuming that fuck is his name? Gerald. I'm assuming he built them. Like if Shadow moves as fast as he does, you know, he would need shoes that like reflect that and that don't break when he runs. So I just always assume that's what happened. It's not like I'm Mr. Sonic expert here, mind you. I just like the characters more than I have engaged with the games. Definitely read... I've read most of the comics, though. I haven't read the British one, Sonic the Comic, but I've read the Archie run, and I've read... Actually, I'm way behind on the current IDW run, so I should get back on that at some point. Alright, I need a reference of his shoes as he's running. Let's see. Can we find a picture that's a similar angle? This one might do. Let's see here. Yeah, that's probably as good as it gets. Okay. Okay, that's something here. See here. Maybe Marin also had a hand in creating them. Maria, you mean? Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. It's just random theories. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Black Knight. Yeah, that is a good question. Kind of amazing that they never explored that. Who knows? Depending on the movie's success, maybe they'll actually bring these things up. Of course, Sega very much keeps the various continuities separate. Although they do seem to like some level of synergy between them. It's a bit of a weird double thing. All right, let's see. Can we figure this out? Probably not, because I'm stupid, but... yeah, I might have bit off more than I can chew with these goddamn shoes. Oh yeah, definitely. That looks like shit. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. What can we do? How do we do this? How do I do this? Of course, right now I'm just doing messy sketching. I'm not really trying to do it too perfectly here, but this is still turning out a lot harder than I was anticipating. Forgot his shoes are such a nightmare. Jeez. Okay, that works. Okay, so with that in mind, yeah, this shoe is going to be the biggest challenge I'm facing here. Maybe if we bend it a little, like bring it down here. Because then we can follow it like this. I'm not doing very well on this. Damn it. Oh, would I ever make a Sonic villain of my own? Well, I do feel like the franchise, at least in terms of games, lack villains that aren't Robotnik, you know? Because I like him, of course, he's a stable, but I don't feel like everything the guy fights has to be a robot or related to him in some way. And that's why I appreciate the comics, because they at least like introduce different stuff every now and then. And you can argue whether or not that stuff is good, obviously, but even the IDW comic, not the IDW, the Archie comics, which are often weird and, you know, get a lot of flack, they usually at least try something different. Like they're at the very least thinking, what kind of new challenges can we give him? What kind of new characters can we introduce here that might be interesting? And I appreciate that much. So, I don't know, maybe, like, I haven't dabbled in... I was actually thinking of doing that for a art video someday, like... Because, you know, haha, every artist has a Sonic OC, right? So it could be kind of fun to do a video where it's like, all right, let's make one. Let's make a Sonic OC. Like, let's hear your thoughts. Give me a species, give me a superpower, give me a color. Like, see what we can come up with. I feel like that could be a fun one. Fuck me, come on. Okay then. God, when did I get this bad at everything art? That's the secret, you always were. Alright, let's see here. Yes, okay. does that make sense with the rest of him? It needs to be bent a little more up here. What the hell happened there? Okay, don't love that. Let's just rasterize this. Yeah, the things on his feet here we need to figure out a little better. There's a lot of geometry involved here, and the perspective of it is weird, so I just gotta figure this out first. Like I said, this is very much a messy sketch phase as I figure out how to do things from here. Looks a little more correct to me. Yeah, I need to play around a little. Did I ever see the Sonic franchise introducing other Dr. Eggman family members? Didn't they do that at one point? Wasn't there... Well, I mean, there's Sage. Even though I don't know a damn thing on... Seems like I'm the only guy on Switch. Well, if you wanna switch as you want. What was I saying? Wasn't there, like, a little girl version of Eggman recently? That might have been a fan character that just got popular. But I mean, they did introduce Sage, who is, from what I understand, by all accounts, his daughter, just not physically, you know? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is good enough, and then we're gonna figure things out. We do need to figure out where his other arm went. So, again, realistically, his other shoulder would be here. So where can we put his other arm? Not like that. See, the problem is that his quills are going to hide most of it. No matter what we do. So I might just have to bend his arm a bit more to make it make sense. And then, like, imply the existence of the arm from there. Like this. And then you can see part of... Right. And then you can see part of the ring here. That's probably how it's gonna work. Continue the arm here. Make a big ring. And then that should do the job of letting us know the arm is there. Yeah, that'll probably work. Of course, he still has stripes on his legs. And on his arms, so. Okay, I think we're getting there in terms of sketch. I'm gonna do a little something crazy. I am gonna make his leg longer. Like, let's increase, get a little more foreshortening on this. Get an even bigger sense of speed here. Maybe shrink this foot a little bit after all. Shadow Generations getting more DLC. So when Generations came out, that I discovered. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine if Black Knight was your first exposure, that would be confusing. But hey, we all gotta learn about our characters from somewhere, right? I mean, shit. When I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. But the first time I watched Muppets Christmas Carol, I had no idea who the Muppets were, at least not more specifically, you know? So Statler and Waldorf in that movie as Jacob Marley, they scared the shit out of me, because as far as I knew, that was just like some cranky old man ghost. Like, I don't think I had actually heard a version of A Christmas Carol before then either. So those two were terrifying to me. You kidding? Okay, I think we have a decent sketch here. The shoes are gonna be a nightmare, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out. Just fill him in for a bit here. This is just to make the sketch a little more manageable once I start working from here. Oh, we forgot his other ear too, but we'll figure it out. Trust me, I know this looks weird, what I'm doing right now, but there's a method to the madness. Promise there's a reason I'm doing all this. God, I hope I can figure out those shoes. I feel like a hack. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Alright, here we go. So now we have our sketch. It's pretty good. Just gonna turn that guy off. Oh boy, Muppets Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that sure is a thing that happened. I'm actually gonna see if I can't. Okay, so before I do that, we're just gonna change things up a little bit here. I think this is gonna convey his speed a little better. If we can like draw him running on something. All right, let's see. Whoops. Now here's the thing. Sonic characters' limbs are very noodly, except for when they bend. So you can't really make them too jagged, too muscly. Unless they're like a very different kind of character, like Bark or something. And even then, Bark is still quite noodly when you look at him. That was a deep cut for ya. Not a lot of those filthy casuals know who Bark is. Muppets 2011 is pretty good. I like that one. Of course, Muppets Most Wanted is a completely different matter. We don't talk about... Well, it's not that bad, but... It's definitely not nearly as good. That's for damn sure. Right. Let's get the chest fluff. Ah, there's a little something I gotta fix there. I might be using too thick a brush in general, but we'll see where this takes us. Yep. That is true. Same voice actor. I think he's doing fine. People love nothing more than to shit on the new guy. I mean, obviously he's never gonna sound like Jim, but no one really is. And we were talking about it in the chat before, like, well, in the stream before. I feel like it's reductive to expect things to stay one way forever. Like, yeah, it sucks that the people you associate with certain things pass on, but you gotta be able to live in a world that changes, man. Because it's gonna, with or without you. So you might as well saddle up and go along with it. That doesn't mean accept everything quietly, but if we're talking like simple stuff like media, then absolutely chill, you know? Even when you really love a franchise, it's not that serious. That leg is too thick. There we go, that's better. And then it gets way thicker as it moves forward towards the camera. Okay, so far so good, I think. Again, the real challenge is gonna be the fucking shoes. Let's see here. And we... Sorry, I'm dipping in and out of the camera, I know. Jim's whole thing is last year's what to get the Muppets in with Disney so they could live forever. Yeah, I suppose so. Sounds like a correct assessment. Yeah, that works. Okay. Why does that look off? All right. So now for the quills. Up we go with the eye. Oh, that is an angry scowl if ever he's had one, huh? I'm liking this. It's looking good. I may need to refill a drink in a moment, so excuse me if I stand up and walk off screen for a sec. Thank you. I like to think I've practiced for a while. Hopefully that has something to do with it. Okay. Right, we're just gonna... Oh, crap. All right. Like that. We're gonna... That can be head shape. Cool. Ah, crap. I'm working with too thin a brush there. Okay, we are actually gonna fix this up a little bit. Gotta make that pointier. There we go. That is what they all say, and it's true. You just gotta keep going. Because Lord knows I often feel like I'm trash at drawing, actually. Because there's so many more people who are so much more skilled and talented than I'll ever be. And they're like half my age. And I'm like, shit. But you just gotta keep doing your thing. And if you enjoy it enough, and you do it enough, like with everything, it'll get better. That should probably be even thinner, actually. Yeah, that's better. Bend his eyes a little more. So he's really scowling. Oh yeah, he's about to run over and kick some ass. Like, look at him. Somebody's getting whooped. I like it. Just gonna shorten his snout a little bit here. Well, not his snout, his nose. Little needle nose here. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't add up. It does have some very funny scenes and musical numbers. I honestly consider We're Doing a Sequel one of the best Muppet songs. I love it. But yeah, the whole thing, it doesn't quite add up, I guess is the problem. There's definitely something missing to it, and I'm not sure what it is. We might want to go one brush size up. There we go. There we go. Okay, so far so good. All right, we're getting to the goddamn shoes. which is absolutely the biggest problem. Let's see if we can do this right. See here. Just be glad I'm focusing so much on these shoes, because it means I'm not sitting here singing along to the music I'm listening to and poisoning the airwaves. Otherwise, I absolutely would be. Because right now, it's the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack, and those songs are great. Okay, that's not too shabby. That looks alright. Oh, I think I see a problem. I think I've angled the sole completely wrong compared to the shoe. It's definitely part of the problem, I think. It is. Personal favorite song will always be Hot Patootie. Love me some Meatloaf. But yeah, good shit in that one. Just banger songs all around, really. I had the pleasure of seeing a live performance of it a couple years back. And thankfully, and I'm really happy they did this, they didn't actually use costumes from the movie. They did their own thing with the characters. That was very fun. Man, it was a great experience. So yeah, a theater production of it I saw. I haven't actually been to an interactive screening of it, although I'm sure they're fun as hell. got a weird thing to show you, so tell all the boys and girls. And your mama too. We're about to go down, and you know just what to do. Glide by the people as they stop to look and stare. Oh, actually, wait. No, it should work. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm concentrating, so I'm going quiet. Don't mind me when that happens. It doesn't mean I'm not paying attention to the chat. It just means that I'm, like I said, focusing. Okay, we got a bot. The 2015 show had a couple of choice moments, absolutely. I was a big fan of one of the early episodes where Fozzie dates a human woman. And they basically play it like, you know, they basically play it like he's somebody racist little princess bringing home a black date. Of course he likes the salmon. Like, it's awkward and awful, but it's really funny when you see it happening. Because it just highlights the absurdity of that kind of attitude, you know? Like, what a weird way to think. What a weird way to live your life. Like, any of that shit matters. This is definitely starting to look like I know what the fuck I'm doing, which I don't, but starting to look that way. That's the most important part. Okay. All right. It's looking good. Did I finally figure out this goddamn shoe? Certainly closer. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did figure it out. Cool. Still need those little, I don't even know what to call them. Those little things he has on the soles. The little circular things. Ow. There we go. Heck yeah, this is looking right. Now we got it. Now we got a decent shadow shoe. Yes, I know. I saw. I'll get it banned. Well, I got the angle wrong from the beginning, so... Whoops. Hold on. I'm trying to remember how to actually ban someone. I don't use this too much. How do I ban this moron? Whatever. I'll deal. But thanks for pointing it out. Alright, and now the other shoe. This is looking pretty good. Let me just turn off a few things in a second so I can see how this is working. If it is working. It's alright, but I need to fix this. That looked weird. It seems to be working so far. What needs girth? You mean the rim of the shoe? Yeah, you're right. Need to beef it up a bit there. Nope. Hey, I did say I would have trouble with these. So, laugh it up, but I'm trying my hardest here. What about the ring? The ring is a little... That works a little better. Okay. All right, I think we're there. I think we're there now with this. Gonna cheat a little bit and use the circle tool here. Of course, he actually has 3 on each. Yeah, it's gonna look a little bit different than how he normally looks, but whatever. I didn't know that. I guess that makes a certain amount of sense. That's funny. So, hold on. Let's see if I can find... Okay. So I actually can get away with going back a couple steps here. That seems to just be an artistic disagreement. Okay, so... Okay, there we go. see here. Uh-huh. Whoops. Like that. Stop it. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna take a bit of liberty here and just give him 2 on each. Whoops. Thankfully, I only really need to do this on one shoe. So that's a big help. Just get a little more distance between the, whoops. Mm-hmm. And one more. Right on. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat a bit. Not that you've said anything, so that's fine. Anyway, what do we say? Do we have ourselves a decent shadow here? I'm actually gonna fix this up. Hi, Matt. Thanks for joining in. I'm doing fine, thanks. Just drawing shadow here, as you can see. And approximately half of the art time has been spent on drawing his goddamn shoes. To nobody's surprise, because those are the hardest part. But hey, the result has turned out pretty nice. So I can't really complain much. I see some line mess ups there. I'll go and fix them now. In wanna be Darth Vader. And if you're noticing that his front shoe is drawn with a much thicker line, that is on purpose. That's to give it a little bit more depth. We're actually going to do that with his hand too. Just a little bit here. Here's our shadow. Let's give him some color now. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to do something he would hate, which is make the background entirely blue for a second, because that way I'll have an easier time seeing any coloring mistakes I make. Let me see if I can get a good look at this. Yeah, okay, we got to get some pupils in there too. Okay, there we go. Now, some black color where applicable. Very nice. Oh, hold on. Those... Yeah, okay. We'll figure that out in a sec. Is that just the coloring in that panel? That's weird. Okay. Let's get those dark red eyes done too. Then... Whoops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I think his chest fluff is just a tiny bit off white. Or it might just be plain white. Hold on. Oh, I forgot the rings. Okay, fur red. Whoops. Come on. There we are. Aha. Didn't realize we had a line that had run away there. There we go. How are we liking him so far? Does he look like he could be kicking some blue hedgehog ass? Like there. Of course, the ear too. We gotta get that colored in. Oh shit. Dang it. Wrong layer. Because I'm just so smart like that. Get the tail tip there too. Good. Then the rings. All the red on these shoes here. Get rid of that. Whoa, how did that happen? Okay. Don't worry about this part. I'll be coloring it in so it makes a little more sense later. Right now we're going purely flat color. Okay. And then we go for a metallic color. Like hereabouts. And hereabouts. There we go. Did I see the Mario movie? Yes, I did. I actually really did like that. Yeah. I mean, much like with the Sonic movie, it's a very, very simple movie. Like it's not supposed to be more complicated than it is, you know? So I enjoy it for what it is, for the perfectly simple adventure we got. I do think that, like, I'm trying to think of what to say here. I do think a little more time could have been spent, like, actually developing Luigi and Mario's brothers, because, like, I know the premise is that Luigi needs saving, and that's fine. But the thing is that, where is this? Why can I not remove that? Oh, I see. Because it never really comes across as believable when Luigi at the end is just like just as strong as Mario and just as capable of fighting. I don't know. I was missing a bit of an arc for him, but I realized that might not have been completely feasible to do with the runtime. So when/if we get a sequel, I hope for a little more Luigi focus. But that's also because Luigi is my favorite, so. There he is. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Okay, now the matter is shading him. It's gonna be a little different. Because it's actually gonna be more about highlights than it is gonna be about shading. Oh, we got. Oh, I see. I messed something up. Hold on. That's why there was a line I didn't understand. Fair enough. There we go. Yes, you can see with characters who are as dark colored as Shadow here. It also goes for characters like Raven and Teen Titans. What you end up wanting to do is not so much shade as highlights. Like take their base dark color and treat that as the shading. It'll get you a lot further. Okay, we're also missing some black right there. All right, I think that'll do actually. Yeah, well, I was just messing up. I saw this line here earlier and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I was like, oh shit, wait, that's the quill. And actually, this hole here is confusing. So we're gonna alter things a little bit. We're gonna make this quill thicker. I'm gonna remove this. And we have some coloring issues, but that's fine. We'll deal. There we go. That makes it a little more manageable. And then up here, with this quills, we do something that's sort of the opposite. See what I mean? This way we get the sense of shading. Yeah, let's pay good attention to Shadow's crotch here. A lot of people do that already, so why shouldn't I? On the upload of the musical on YouTube, the only registered song... Wait. What musical are we talking about? Bowser. Right, Bowser could be fun sometime. Yeah. He could definitely be fun. I haven't drawn an awful lot of like straight up monstrous looking characters. So that is definitely something I should be doing. Okay, let's get some shading on these rings here. Yeah, I'm basically just using the colors from the comics because I might as well. Besides, they look damn good. So just gonna keep doing that. All right, it's looking good. Do it like that. No, whoops. A bit of a spot there. Oh, how did that end up there? Well, whatever. We'll be fine. Right? Like that. That's better. Are we enjoying the results of this so far? Gonna see what we can do to make him really look like he's running. See if we can come up with a good effect for that. See here on the muscle. Okay, cool. He is starting to look pretty damn good, I'd say. For having never actually finished a drawing of this dude before, I like to think I'm doing pretty well here. I mean, I've drawn Sonic a couple times and Amy a couple times. I did draw Metal Sonic once, years ago. I don't know if it was any good, but that's a different matter entirely. All right, then. Now the shoes, those are gonna be a whole matter of their own. All right. We're just gonna go even darker with this. Come on. Okay, something is wrong here. We're gonna have to figure this out a little bit better. Come on, where's... there it is. Good. Feel like that works a little bit better. Stop. Okay. Well, it is from an IDW drawing of him, so that's exactly the point. Hey, I never said I was good enough to color things decently on my own. Frankly, I've never said I was good enough at anything. Now let's add some shine to it so it looks a little more metallic. Just a tiny bit. Okay, so what are we missing by now? Oh, the eyes need a little more. Definitely the ears. Bit of shine on these. Right. Now his eyes need a little something. First of all, they need a bit of shine. Okay, that didn't quite work how I wanted it to. So we're just going to leave that alone. Drew a couple things in his paint. Used to be on my Twitter. Oh. Oh, you put on blue sky instead. That's good. I was about to say, man, don't delete that stuff if that's what you did. But thankfully you didn't. Good. All right. Well, that's shadow if ever I saw a shadow. Now let's put one last little bit of detail on here. On his shading at least. There we go. Let's see here. Uh-huh. Right, let's see if we can do a little interesting thing here. See, here's the problem. I'm not great at backgrounds. So we're just gonna see what I cook up here. We're gonna try to do something very simple. And hopefully it works. I'm just gonna make a little bit of grass here. The grass itself is not all that important right now. Oops, okay. See if we can't get a decent speed effect on him. Twitter's a scary place for art. I mean, yes, it is indeed, Shadow. Hello. Well, Twitter's a scary place in general because Twitter fucking sucks. There's a reason I barely use it anymore. I'm much more active on Blue Sky if anyone wants to follow what I'm doing over there. It should be. There might not be an underscore. Is it in my profile socials? I might actually have forgotten to add it on YouTube and such and so forth. So yeah, I need to get on that. But yes, it's either the same as it is on Twitter or it's without the underscore. You should be able to find me pretty easy if you go looking. But yeah, I've especially I was hanging on to Twitter because like despite the absolute basically no interaction anything I put on there got, I needed it to post links to the stuff I do, you know? But once the dear Musk started doing the whole like, oh, from the 15th of November, like you just can't opt out of AI completely. Yeah, I was out. Fuck that noise. And now we're gonna try one last thing that I hope will work and look cool. Let's see if I can make this work the way I want it to. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Now let's see if what I'm planning here will work. There's absolutely no guarantee. Because God knows I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Hmm. Hmm. I can see that. Sorry, I'm still, concentrating on this. I can see that, but yeah. Blue Sky in general has just been a much, much, much more pleasant experience for me. Just little things like being able to actually curate your goddamn feed has been a lifesaver. But I won't tell anyone what to do, Like, you do what works for you. Hmm. Not crazy about these. Let's try that again. Let's actually use. I like this orange sky that we got here, so let's actually use that. You know what? Let's make it darker. Oh, shit. Needed a new layer. Oh, that makes no sense. Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, I fell quiet again because I'm... Nah. Or for that matter, the 15 million porn bots I keep getting. Kinda tired of finding yet another stripper in my goddamn DMs. Well, this sky might be a little too dark right now. Maybe we can play around with the hue a bit. Might actually work better with a blue sky. Alright, Mr. Blue Sky. See how we can make this work. Alright. This is starting to look pretty good, I like to think. Yep, it sucks. All right, what do we think? Can I call this done? Once I've done one more thing here. Question is, maybe if I move him to the side a little bit more, like back here, where he was to begin with. Actually, let's move him even more. Now it can almost be used as like a screen, what am I thinking of? That can be used as a, geez, wallpaper was the word I was looking for. Except for the fact where I haven't, you know, made it 16:9, but I think by doing this, or putting him more over here, we imply more of the speed. Yeah, this might work better, actually. Putting him over here so it's already like he's running past the picture. Let's try one more thing, because I have an idea here. You'll see what I'm thinking of in a second. I don't know if this will work. It probably won't, but it's worth a try anyway. That's not bad, actually. Let's see. Oh. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that bit so much. I had a lot of fun with that. Just want to see if I can find. Nope, not like that. Lighter color. Nah. Darker? Yeah. And then the end here. Just make sure the eyes stay bright and white. Yeah, I think we can say this one is pretty freaking good, all things considered. Let's just say that. Whoop, that does it. Try one more time to see if we can darken the sky just a little bit. Nah, that doesn't work. It's fine as it is. Well, I mean, the Muppets have always done weird things when it comes to music, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and say we're done. Thank you a lot for watching. I'm just gonna do one last thing here, because I don't need that to be there. Whoa. Like that. Here we go. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're happy with the results. And I shall see you another time. Bye-bye.